Hi, I'm Christina Gregory. I'm a UNL Dietetic intern, and I'm here to set the record straight on intermittent fasting. So what is intermittent fasting? It's essentially periods of fasting and feeding. There are several reasons why someone might do intermittent fasting, but in this video, I'm going to focus on weight loss. Intermittent fasting ultimately leads to a calorie deficit, and there's several different ways to do this. There's alternate day fasting, whole day fasting, and time-restricted fasting. Alternate day fasting is 24-hour period of fasting and then the next 24-hour period of feeding. So essentially during these fasting 24-hour periods, people choose either to do 500 calorie intake during those fasting days, or they'll choose to have 0 calorie intake. And ultimately, this leads to a calorie deficit. Whole day fasting is 1 to 2 days within a 7-day time frame of fasting. Lastly, time-restricted fasting is fasting for 16 hours in the day and then feeding for 8 hours of the day. And again, this leads to a calorie deficit. Intermittent fasting is nice because you don't have to count your calories. However, during the feeding period, you can't just eat junk foods. You still have to have a healthy, well-balanced diet. The desired effects of weight loss are usually seen in those who are overweight or obese. Intermittent fasting isn't necessarily for people of normal or underweight. Intermittent fasting also isn't for those who need to eat on a regular schedule. This might be someone who has type 1 or type 2 diabetes. Also, pregnant women or lactating women should not do intermittent fasting. Those who are growing, such as children and adolescents, or those who have eating disorders or disordered eating, should not do intermittent fasting. While studies have shown that intermittent fasting can lead to weight loss, the long-term effects of this diet are not known. It's also unknown if there is a negative impact on children who see adults doing intermittent fasting. Overall, intermittent fasting leads to weight loss, and it's important to remember that during the feeding state, that you still eat a well-balanced diet. Thank you for joining me while I set the record straight on intermittent fasting.